Good day, everyone. My name is Godwin Oguche. I'm a Nigerian citizen, a stakeholder in the Nigerian project, and I am excited to come to you wherever you are this day. We live in interesting times in Nigeria, and I'd like to share my thoughts on the current happenings as it affects the journey towards electing a new president and the new set of leaders in Nigeria during the 2023 general elections, which is just about 8 months away. We have seen that the primaries have come and gone, and as a deadline for the nomination of vice presidential candidates come close, most of the major political parties are in a fast race to name their vice presidential candidates after having placeholders, whatever that means in the Nigerian political lexicon, which is quite strange. I'd like to discuss today the recently named vice presidential candidate for the All Progressive Congress. Now, I do this as a Nigerian and not as an opposition to the ruling party. I am not a card-carrying member of any political party in Nigeria. Neither am I vying for any position in the current political dispensation or in the election cycle. I am just a Nigerian who is concerned about equity, justice, fairness, and the doctrine of carrying everyone along. Nigeria is a highly diverse nation. We are a multi-religious country, and our constitution has in place the concept of federal character, such that positions are evenly distributed across the different geopolitical zones and ethnic nationalities in our country. This is to ensure that there is no part of a country that is left behind. And that is the reason why there has been this clamor before now, as this current administration comes to a close, that power should shift to the south. As the primaries got closer, the All Progressive Congress subtly zoned their presidential candidate to the south. And the lot fell on the former governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. He won the primaries, not minding what happened, the dollar rain and all of that. That was the case also with the PDP presidential primaries. As a candidate, the onus lied on him to name a vice presidential running mate. As recent as during the weekend that just passed, Kashim Shettima, the former governor of Borno State, was named as the vice presidential running mate to the APC presidential candidate. Now, the curious thing about this selection of a vice presidential candidate for the APC is the fact that the vice presidential candidate is a northern Muslim from Borno State, the same faith with the presidential candidate himself, who is a Muslim from the southwest. On a face value, if you look at the issue of competence and capacity, there shouldn't be any problem. But Nigeria is divided along religious line. It has become a fault line for us, and it has become a factor in our political life over the years. And the reason is because there has not been equity in the distribution of political offices between the North and the South, and the Christians and the Muslims. There has been lopsided appointments, especially made by the current administration, which puts the Christian adherent in the country at a disadvantage. Now, it will almost sound like we are making a big deal out of an appointment that the political parties presidential candidate made. After all, the election is his to lose. But the dangerous precedent is being set by this ticket of the APC, such that if it is allowed to stand, for instance, they go on to win the election, it means that the top two positions in the land will be skewed against the Christian faith and those who are adherents of the faith. As much as you might want to argue that we should play down on religious sentiment, I want to believe that giving a Christian ticket is insensitive in today's contemporary and religiously divided Nigeria. Yes, a time is coming, and we look forward to that time when the selection of leaders is not based on the religious affiliation of any of the candidates. But as it stands today, Nigeria is sitting on more like a keg of gunpowder as far as religious tolerance and religious sensitivity is concerned. And so anybody seeking to lead Nigeria must take into consideration these factors. As much as there is no provision in the Constitution that the president and the vice president must be from different faiths in order to balance the equation. Even the concept of zoning is not constitutional. It is an arrangement based on the current realities in the country, so that there is cohesion, there is fairness, and justice is seen to be done, so that all parts of the country can be brought together and then unity can be forged, such that development can become the order of the day. In a situation where the sensitivities of a part of the country is taken for granted, and a candidate, for the sake of winning the electorate based on the religious inclination of a part of the country and the interests and the feelings of those who practice a particular faith is jettisoned, then it becomes an issue of great concern. And here am I thinking, there are a lot of people who believe that we are making a mountain out of a molehill, and so we should jettison this idea of trying to think about balancing the ticket between religious beliefs. I would want to think that if the candidate of the APC was a Christian from the South and he picked another Christian from the North, there would be an outcry, even from northern voters. And so, because we know these things exist, because we must not pretend about it, we must realize that making such appointments will send a wrong signal to the generality of the people in the country and make one side of the country more like disenfranchised from participating in the electoral process. Yes, there are options in PDP. Yes, there is the option of a Labour Party and the NNPC and other candidates in other political parties. But when the ruling party sets the wrong example, then of course you know that there is more to it than meets the eye. I have this concern that the candidate of the APC is a bit skeptical of the kind of votes he will get if he had picked a Northern Christian. And the thinking is the voting population in the North votes mostly on the basis of their faith, and we cannot deny that. And so he decided to pander to the opinion of getting more votes because the interest is to win the presidency. that's okay on the one side. On the other side of a coin is the fact that the candidate should also take into cognizance the fact that there is a large followers of the Christian faith in the north. And so, the jettisoning the interest of these ones so that he gets the popular votes of a Muslim majority, so to say, in the north, would put the ticket in bad light among majority of Christians. It is wrong, morally wrong, not to think about the interest of other people in other faith. And if faith and religion is not an issue in Nigerian politics and in the Nigerian public life, why do we have forms that we have to fill with a space for religion? In schools we fill that form, in hospitals, when you fill forms for joining the military, when you fill forms for admission into universities, when you have to fill the JAM form or the WAEC form, there is always a space for religion. There is hardly a CV for job interviews or job applications that do not have a space for religion. Even opening a bank account has got a space where religion is factored into. And so if religion is not as important as we claim, it is not. Especially when we come to politics and we start to talk about the interests of a particular candidate in winning an election, then why is it important in our everyday life? Why do we declare public holidays for religious festivals in Nigeria? Why don't we have Christians to go to work and come back to celebrate Christmas? Why do our Muslim brothers also have public holidays declared for Salah festivities? It is because it is part of our national lives. And so, for politicians to play with our intelligence, to play with our minds, and to make us feel that the idea of faith is not a consideration and that competence is the issue at stake, it begs the question, because from the north you can find competent northern Christians. Having said that, the candidate of the APC has made his choice, and it is within his constitutional right to make that choice. It now lies on the hands of Nigerians to either accept that choice by the way they vote. For those who are supporting the selection of a Muslim vice presidential candidate to a Muslim main presidential candidate, you are free to do that, but do not speak down on this, on the opinion and the feelings and the sensibilities of those who disagree with you. Because in a plural society like Nigeria, in a diverse society, the plurality of opinion and the right to hold a disagreement on decisions made is legitimate. And so I decided to do this video to air my view, which is a representative of a vast majority of those who practice the Christian faith. And I think the ballot box is a place where we will speak loudly on issues that we care about. We care about Nigeria, we care about infrastructural decay, we care about power, we care about the economy, we care majorly also about security, but we are also careful to think about how those who lead us are configured, such that there is a sense of belonging across the board. Those are my thoughts, and I think as a legitimate, patriotic, and concerned Nigerian who is a stakeholder in the Nigerian project, my thinking matters, and I'm just here to air my view. And if you agree with me, then let's speak at the ballot box. If you disagree with me, The ballot box is a place to do that. I come in peace. Let peace reign in Nigeria. God bless you all.